Hey guys, what is going on? This is Pete on the beat. This video will be like a weekly food prep. In this video I'm about to show you a few meals, like bunch of meals. Those are my favorite meals and those are the meals that I consume on day-to-day basis. As you probably already know, I do 1 meal a day plan. I follow the Omad protocol. I'm an Omad practitioner. It depends on how you prefer to call it. So in this video I'm about to show you my favorite meals that I prefer to consume, and basically those are 4 meals. I do not have problem to consume the same foods over and over again as long as these particular foods make me feel great. They give me the ability to recover from my training sessions and to perform at my best as long as for my cognitive and physical performance on the next day. These meals I am able to absorb extremely effective. And the last thing that I would like to mention before I show you the whole cooking of each and every of these particular meals is the fact that I will show you 4 meals, as I mentioned, 2 completely ketogenic meals that consist only proteins and fats, and 2 carbohydrate and protein based meals. I personally do not feel that well if I combine fats and proteins. This is how I feel about it. So without further ado guys, let's move to the first meal. So right now on the screen you are able to see all of the needed ingredients for this meal. It consists Kerrygold butter, free-range organic eggs, a lot of eggs like whole eggs as you can probably see, 8 whole free-range eggs, mushrooms, and some baby spinach, preferably organic. I personally prefer to go with the organic spinach. And you will also need mixed chicken meat. What I mean by mixed chicken meat is I go with 1 pound of chicken meat and I use like half and half of chicken breast, lean chicken breast, and chicken thighs, which are the fattier cuts of meat. A lot of people prefer to call them the dark cuts of meat. You are probably also familiar with this. Here I feel it's the best time to point out that the only ingredients, as long as for seasonings and that kind of stuff, that I typically prefer to use on all the cooking that I do on all my meals are black pepper, occasionally some red pepper, and a lot of Celtic sea salt, or like really clean version of regular sea salt that is really high in iodine and all that. In this video I'm about to show you both types, the Celtic sea salt and the other sea salt that I prefer to use. Both of them are high in iodine. So the first thing, or the first step that you need to do in order to prep this meal is to preheat a relatively big pan on a hot plate. After the pan is preheated, you need to drop 50 grams of Kerrygold butter and let the butter melt in the pan. Why I'm saying 50 grams? 50 grams are basically the exact 1/4 of whole package Kerrygold butter. This is the easiest way to describe this. So while we are waiting for the butter and all that, we are going to prep the eggs. We are going to use a Pyrex pot. I'm pretty sure all of you out there are familiar with the Pyrex pot. And we are going to chop the vegetables. Right now I'm about to show you. I will also wash the spinach and whatnot, and I'm about to prep the spinach and you're gonna be able to see this. So when the butter is done, we are going to throw all of these eggs, and then we are going to put this on top of the pan and let the eggs cook for like 10 minutes on medium heat. During this period of 10 minutes we are going to prep the veggies, and right now I'm about to show you how I prep the mushrooms, and then I'm about to show you the washed spinach. So after the eggs are relatively cooked, as you can probably see, we are going to add all of the veggies and that kind of stuff and let it cook for another 5 minutes on medium heat. I personally prefer to use this baking glove in order to make sure everything is nice and safety. So while the eggs and the veggies are cooking, I'm gonna use this time to prep the meat. As you can probably see, in this little bowl I have 1 pound of mixed chicken meats that are already cooked. So I'm gonna chop them on smaller pieces and I'm gonna add them on top of everything. When I add the meats, I'm gonna mix everything and I'm gonna cook it for another 10 minutes on medium heat, and basically this is the whole meal. This is meal number one. As you can probably see, it is a slightly ketogenic meal. There are virtually no carbohydrates, zero starches, and it's extremely high in fat, and it's also extremely high in protein. Right now I'm about to show the whole macronutrient and calorie breakdown for the actual meal, and we are going to move to the next meal. So this basically was the first ketogenic meal. Now it's time to move to the next. So if I can put it like this, the next meal is basically typical meat and eggs, Vince Gironda type of thing. The ingredients are steak, chicken, whole chicken, a lot of whole chicken, up to 16 ounces of grass-fed steak, and again 8 whole eggs. So the needed ingredients for the second meal are 1 whole chicken, non-hormone injected, some steak, 8 whole eggs, 50 grams of Kerrygold butter. Here I would like to point out a tiny detail. When I do a lot of eggs, and basically when I cut all of my carbohydrates and I do a lot of eggs and that kind of stuff, Kerrygold, the salted version, as you can probably see, I use the salted version of Kerrygold. I don't do too much of an additional sodium. Basically I use a little bit of salt here and there during the whole meal, but it's not too much of sodium. I just wanted to point this out. The first thing we need to do for this meal is to boil the whole chicken along with the steak. During this time we are going to prep the eggs and make the omelette. As you can probably see, I'm going to use the same Pyrex pot again. This is my favorite Pyrex pot, especially for prepping cakes and that kind of stuff. Again, I'm gonna throw 8 whole eggs. Before that, I'm gonna prep the pan with the butter, and again I'll be using 50 grams of Kerrygold butter, as you can probably see. This basically will be an omelette. I'm gonna prep the eggs for an omelette, and then I'll throw the eggs in the pan and let them cook for 15 minutes on medium heat. After the meats are ready, I'm gonna use this cooker, as you can probably see. If you're familiar with the Ronson cooker or the Mercola cooker. So in order to give you a brief explication of what is the cooker that I'm using, I definitely recommend you to Google either Mercola cooker or Ronson cooker. This is basically what I use. So after the meats are already boiled, I'm gonna throw them in this cooker. So after the meats are already boiled and all that, I'm gonna throw them in the cooker for half an hour, and then I'm about to show the final product with the eggs, and I will actually show you one serving or one portion. So right now I'm about to show the macronutrient and the calorie breakdown of this meal, and we are going to move to the next meal. So okay guys, now it's time to move to the meal number 3. This is the first meal that combines carbohydrates, basically safe starches, and those are the sweet potatoes. Right now I'm about to show you a list of ingredients that you're gonna need for this meal. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to cook this meal. You're gonna need some mushrooms, sweet potatoes, red peppers, red onions, and 2 pounds in chicken breasts that are already boiled. And right now the thing that I'm about to show you is how I'm prepping the veggies. I'm about to show you how I cut everything. I personally prefer to cut all these veggies on smaller pieces in order to make everything digestible. I always talk about this because when you do 1 meal a day plan, it's extremely important to have everything prepped in the most digestible way, or at least the most digestible for your body. And for me, it's really beneficial to cut everything on smaller pieces. I'm able to absorb and digest a lot better everything. This is how I feel. So after I'm done with the veggies, I'm about to show you how I prep the sweet potatoes. I personally prefer to use baking paper over a foil, over the aluminum foil, and the reason for this is because I truly believe I'm able to cook the potatoes from the inside a lot better. And on the other hand, I'm about to show you how easy it is to remove the baking paper actually with the aluminum foil. Nothing sticks, and it's extremely easy. So while I'm steaming the veggies in this relatively big wok type of a pan, if you're familiar with the wok pans and that kind of stuff, I prefer to use a lot of them on my cooking, especially for the veggies and that kind of stuff. Here I have already boiled chicken breast, and basically I'm simply gonna add some seasonings and some coconut mousse. So if you're not familiar with the coconut mousse, I'm gonna put a link in the description, but if you're not able to get your hands on a coconut mousse, I will encourage you to use a non-processed, non-refined, cold-pressed version of coconut oil. This is the closest thing to the coconut mousse. I'm gonna use 2 tablespoons of coconut oil on the meat, and I'm gonna add some seasonings, black pepper and Celtic sea salt. While I'm prepping the veggies and all that, I'm gonna prep the sweet potatoes with the baking paper. I'm gonna use the same cooker. It is a Ronson cooker, but the Markowa cooker, it's pretty similar if you're familiar with the Markowa cooker. So now everything is done, and I'm about to show the whole product, the finished product, and how the typical meal looks like, and then I'm about to give you the caloric breakdown, the macronutrient breakdown, and we are going to move to the 4th meal. So okay guys, this was the 3rd meal. Now it's time to move to the last meal, to the 4th meal, and here I would like to point out that this is my currently favorite meal. This is basically what I prefer to do on day-to-day basis. This is what I eat most of the time nowadays, and this is actually what I feel gives me the best results nowadays, as long as for muscle building, feeling great on the next day, having 0 cravings, no hunger. Basically, this is my favorite meal, if I can put it like this. So this is extremely easy to be prepped, but it's my favorite. So right now I'm about to show all of the ingredient list. All the needed ingredients for this particular meal are 1 pound of grass-fed steak, 1.5 pounds of lean chicken breast, no hormone injected chicken, Celtic sea salt, black pepper, mushrooms, green peppers, carrots, and 1 red onion. So the first thing that we're going to do is to boil the meats. So you probably wonder why I prefer to boil all of my meats in probably all of the meals that I eat. The reason for this is because I definitely feel I'm able to absorb everything a lot more effective, and on the other hand, it's a lot less taxing to my digestive system. I eat 1 meal a day. Those are huge quantities of food, and I always prefer to make everything more and more digestible. This is the best way I can describe it, and I definitely believe it tastes great, in my personal opinion. Anyway, so while I'm boiling the meats and all that, I'm gonna prep all of the veggies. Again, I will cut everything from relatively smaller pieces. I'm gonna use the same wok, and I'm gonna wash the rice. I prefer to wash my rice. I'm gonna use 400 grams of non-toxic, arsenic-free, imported straight from India, white basmati rice. Here I would like to point out something that you probably already know if you watch my other videos. This is my favorite source of carbohydrate. This is the best carbohydrate in my personal opinion. So after I'm done with all the veggies, I'm gonna throw them in the same wok with a little bit of water, a little bit of sea salt, and a little bit of black pepper. And during this particular time, I will cut all of the meats on relatively small pieces. Right now I'm about to show you how I personally prefer to use this exact knife. This is my favorite knife. I prefer to use it on everything. Right now basically everything is done, and I'm about to show the finished product. And again, this is my favorite meal. So right now I'm about to show the whole caloric and macronutrient breakdown for this particular meal. So okay guys, this is basically it. I hope you find the video helpful and useful. If so, please do not hesitate, click on the thumbs up button down below. Maybe give me some comments or whatnot. I'll be so happy if you do this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content. So I'm gonna wrap it up for now. I would like to thank you for watching this video. Please stay tuned for more. Have a nice one. Peace, and I'm out, and good luck with your meal prep. Peace.